I almost kept coloring my gray hair because I was believing the lie that society feeds us that gray hair equals old. But what they really don't tell you is that the glow up really does not happen until you just let it go. And as a seasoned hairstylist and a certified style coach, I've helped hundreds of women gain the confidence and the clarity to embrace their gray hair journey. And in today's video, I'm breaking down the top 10 biggest lies that keep women stuck. So now let's start with the very first lie that kept me doubting myself as well. So lie number 1, gray hair automatically makes you look old. Check out my video, Go Gray Not Old, that has over 400,000 plus views. And girl, please, a bad attitude and low energy will age you faster than any strand of gray hair. It's not the hair, it's the energy that you're putting out. It's truly how you show up in the world. If you show up with the energy that makes other people feel and think that you're old, that is how you're going to be portrayed. You can show up in the world with red hair, yellow hair, brown hair, green hair, orange hair, or pink hair and still look old and tired. So you have to make the choice. You can look very youthful with your gray hair, or you can look very old with your gray hair. And it's all up to you. Lie number 2, you have to settle with boring haircuts. Now, come on, y'all. We all know that's a lie. Regardless of what type of haircut you're wearing, short, long, medium, or even bald or buzzed, you can look amazing. Gray hair with an amazing cut just sets the stage for even more fierceness. And it's up to you because you don't have to look boring and you don't have to have a cut that makes you look boring with gray or silver hair. And girl, I'm gonna lean in to tell you this. Stop holding on to those raggedy ends. You're just wearing breakage. You're not wearing a haircut. Regardless of what you look like with your hair, you wanna have a cut that stands out, that fits your head shape, that fits your body shape, that fits your lifestyle. And that is where you're gonna look the most fierce. And you can look good with gray hair as long as you have a great cut. So this lie right here, lie number 3, gray hair is exclusive to the older generation. Now, we all know that that's not true. People are going gray much younger than they ever have in the history of the world. Baby, even TikTok know that gray is popping. So you see these young girls bleaching their hair and catching the wave that we were born with. Young women in their 20s, in their 30s, they're not coloring their hair. They're embracing their gray. They're rocking silver, platinum, and or salt and pepper, and they're doing it on purpose. And you can catch the real wave that the millennials are creating with the lightening of the hair and then the toning of the hair to create that ultimate white pixie platinum look. Meanwhile, your silver strands are effortless and they're just pure magic because they're growing out of your head naturally. So lie number 4 is that you don't need makeup once you go gray. Now y'all know how I feel about this. I'm all for the natural vibe, but let's be real. Don't you just want a little glow on your face? Don't you just want a little bit of finish on your face? A little bit of moisturizer? It can even be a tinted moisturizer. Fixing your brows up a little bit, just giving them a little extra added boost, making them look a little bit more toned, a little bit more fuller, especially if you have either gray brows or either thinner and sparse brows like mine. It just gives your face an extra added glow. I don't, let me correct that, want to show up in the world just looking plain, boring, because then it takes us back to our very first lie and myth that the world gives us. No, we don't want to go gray and look old. We want to show up in the world fierce. We want to show up in the world bold. And having a plain, clear face is fine. If you want to look natural, that's cool. So natural doesn't have to mean invisible. Natural means I woke up like this, but I also hit a little bit of eyebrow and I blessed these cheekbones with a little bit of color. And I added a little bit of gloss to these amazing, beautiful lips. Who wants to go out with gray hair, first of all, which is a neutral tone that already makes your skin tone look dull? And it's really not about heavy makeup. It's called showing up for you. So lie number 5, Gray hair means you're invisible to the world. And no, that is not true. You can literally walk into a room and command attention without very little effort. So the way I think about it is that energy. It's the energy, it's the vibe that you have with gray hair. And energy is louder than any color of hair. With gray hair, people see me differently. People see you differently because you see you differently. You don't see yourself as the same as you did with color treated hair. You don't see yourself the same as you did in your 30s and 40s. You're more bolder. You have more confidence because you are releasing something that you experienced in the past. And in order to release the past, you have to show up more bolder. You have to show up more confident. You have to show up knowing that you still own the room. You have to show up knowing that you still own your world. And in order to do that, you have to show up with a look and to make sure that you stand out and you love you with the gray hair. Number 6, if you embrace your gray, you're letting yourself go. I came up with a new sentence. So it's not about you're letting yourself go. It's about you're letting yourself glow. And I truly feel when I start seeing strands in my early 30s, I knew it was inevitable. But when I thought about it, I thought that could never be me. And I thought that if it was me, then I was gonna look old and I was gonna feel old. By no means when I got to that age, when I actually embraced my gray hair, which was 51. But what I did realize is that I was gonna continue to let myself glow, regardless if I was wearing color or not. And that gave me even more reason to embrace my gray hair. Going gray means giving up fun and passion. Girl, please. This is your season to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Going gray gives you so much more time and money back. To have to go to the salon so much more often. And if you can keep up your regular maintenance at home, going gray should actually give you back more fun. It should actually give you back more passion to have more time to do more of the creative things that you love to do if you're still working and or not. Even though you're not having to put that time into coloring your hair, it's so much more that you have time to do because a lot of you are not actually hair people, meaning that you're not a pro at the processes of doing hair. So at the end of the day, going gray gives you that time back. It gives you that freedom back. It gives you that passion to be more creative and not having to stress and spend more time coloring hair. And that brings me to some excitement that I have coming up for you. If you think I'm preaching now, girl, just wait until you get your hands on my brand new interactive ebook. Let me just show you real quick. This is a guide that helps transform you in your first 6 months of your gray hair journey and beyond. And I always say that gray hair is not just about the hair. It's a complete and total lifestyle shift. Now let's get into lie number 8. Going gray and aging means younger women won't see you anymore. Girl, please. When you step into your silver, your freedom, and your new womanhood, these young girls, they see you just fine. Trust me, they see you. They just gotta throw on the lace fronts, the super stacked eyelashes, the coffin nails, the BBLs, the bead face, and the ultra snatched eyebrows. And they have to do all that to feel halfway as powerful as you do naturally, just by simply walking in your own truth. And they have to hustle for the glow that we just embody naturally. We don't have to have all of that. Stand in our truth and to be as authentic as we can be without having to add so many different artificial elements. We just show up with our natural beauty. We might add a little bit of enhancement, but the enhancement that we have, we don't have to pick them off. We don't have to take them off. We don't have to pull them off. We don't have to unexpose them. We just go to bed without having to get up and do that same situation all over again. So it's just a natural elevation that we have to experience every single day because we show up in our beautiful and our authentic selves when we transition and embrace the journey with our gray hair. And ultimately, listen, you don't have to compete with anybody trying to buy what God gave you naturally. You don't have to compete because you are already complete. Lie number 9, you need to color your hair to stay relevant. I think of relevancy as being more curiosity. I think of relevancy as being more compassionate. And I also think of relevancy as being more creative. So in order to stay relevant, you don't have to have color treated hair. You can have gray hair and you can still be happy, you can still smile, and you can still maintain your relevancy with your gray hair. But I always say that in order to stay relevant, you have to stay more like a little child. Like, I can't remember that quote in the Bible, but it relates to being more like a little child, like still staying creative, still having that creative mindset, still having that creative aura about yourselves in order to stay relevant. It keeps you youthful. And I'm not talking about being young, but I'm just talking about being more creative in the youthful mindset and the youthful ideas about the things that you want to accomplish in life and things that you want to accomplish as you age. That is really what being relevant and staying relevant is all about. It's staying in your 40s, it's staying in your 50s, it's living out those decades, it's living out those years with you and the things that you love to do and the lifestyle that you want to continue to lead as you age. So relevancy is really about mindset, not necessarily about gray hair. And a bottle of color can't keep you relevant. Your spirit will do that all by itself. And the last slide that we have to talk about, number 10 on the list, is that gray hair only looks good if it's smooth and straight. Coils, curls, kinks, waves, texture, it's all royal. And or if you want to have a more straighter look, a more smoother look, it's all up to you. But gray hair can look good regardless of what texture and or what smoothness and or straightness that you prefer. And texture is not a problem. To me, texture is a superpower. To me, that means you're embracing your gray hair in its truest and fullest authenticity. You're embracing your gray hair regardless of what texture it is. And when you embrace your true authentic look, you're just being real. You're just being you. And or if you decide that you want to embrace your gray hair and put a little chemical in it like I do, it's up to you. You can embrace your gray hair regardless of what the texture is. I prefer a smoother texture, looser texture, then that's me. But if you prefer your gray hair with a more kinky, a more coilier texture, then I say go for it. But it's your choice. It's your way. Be happy with it and learn how to work with your texture regardless of what it is. So no, gray hair does not have to be smooth. It does not have to be straight in order to look good. So these are all qualified as lies because they hold women hostage to unnecessary pressure. They make us doubt ourselves over something natural and powerful. They undermine the beauty, the freedom, the flyness that we gain when we just let that gray hair pop. So let me just ask you straight up, sis. Are you letting these dusty old gray hair lies ruin your gray hair journey? Or even worse, are you letting these gray hair lies stop you from creating that beautiful look with gray hair? If so, let me tell you, it's time to live louder. It's time to love your freedom. It's time to show up in your sexy, grown woman glory without apologizing and without color. And if that's not what your spirit is saying, take your time, sis. Don't beat yourself up if you have to reach for that box of color. It just may not be your time. But don't let these gray hair lies stop you from embracing your own authentic look. So girl, Drop your favorite or funniest myth in the comments below. And if you're ready to go gray, not old, and to glow up on your own terms, make sure that you watch this video that's coming up next.